championships in the last 18 years.
Oh, red light for Tony.
Whoa, Tony's in big trouble. The car explodes, then brushes off the wall, comes across the track.
Whoa, man, that was a big explosion. That's one of the biggest I've seen ever. And then John puts it in the sand. Wow.
Dickie Venables, as he takes off down the track.
Tony's okay. He's getting out of the car. But, man, that was a huge explosion. Look at his fire suit. That, I mean, they got
totally
that. Not only was it big, it was hot. Boy.
And the crowd reacts to Tony's climbing out of the car. Boy, that was just enormous.
That's usually that's a situation a lot of times where you break a crankshaft, and what happens is the valve train gets broken. It's not in time with the engine, and it just misfires in like 4 or 5 different cylinders, and the explosion is just huge, as you could see it there. Oh man, Tony's on the ground.
He's still hot. He wants to get out of it.
Look at his suit. I mean, his suit. He could have some burns there on his legs. I mean, look at his legs there, man. That thing got.
That got a lot of fire.
Yeah.
A lot of fire. Look around the knees.
Yep, and his arms too. So, wow.
It takes an awful lot of heat and fire to do that to one of these suits.
And the thing is explosion that big, it blows the body off, and normally that's a good thing because that helps not contain the fire inside the cockpit as much. But that thing was just so big, so huge, and so intense, it didn't matter that most of that body blew off on the initial explosion. Take another look at it here. Wow. You see the rear wheels just lift right off of the ground. I mean, we saw Del Worsham do that. I did that in 1983 in Orange County, and it's just the concussion from that explosion just lifting the rear of the car right up off the ground.
And as you pointed out, John Force had 2 good shoots, but nevertheless, he must have been a bit startled by that as well, because he doesn't get it stopped by the end of the strip.
Well, it could be an instant. He may not have saw the red light. He might have thought maybe he was just late because he's, he might be a little bit rusty. I mean, he could have seen it, but he might have just thought, man, I'm late, and Tony's out there ahead, and then all of a sudden he sees the explosion, and you saw him move over towards the wall, so good possibility that John forgot to pull the chutes because he was going over towards the wall when he saw the pieces coming towards him.
I don't know, so it might be a little while.
The chutes certainly were late on John, but look at Tony Pedregon.
Watch the back of the car. Wow, look at the pieces there. Look at the noses. I mean, it's dragging the ground. There's the back tires. Then look how hard they hit the ground when it comes back down. It bounces up again. And Tony's still driving that thing sideways across the finish line. Yeah. And the rear tires come off the ground again.
And look at that. He was trying to turn away from the wall as he crossed the line.
And that's just instinct. He cannot see where he's going. He is feeling the car, and he is reacting to it. Look at the wheels turn right there as it goes across the finish line. Tony Pedregon's one of the best drivers out there. John Force, everybody will tell you, all of his peers, and he was driving that race car the whole time. Amazing.
Let's go to Gary Gerald.
Tony is talking with members of the team, the medics. He said his hands are on fire. They're going to have to take him in for treatment. The pain, Tony, give us a quick update.
I knew I red lit. I was thinking about shutting it off. Had interference on the radio, and that distracted me a little bit, and it just let go. I was trying to get a read on the car, and I don't know what happened, but I couldn't see. I had fire in my face. My hands are pretty hot right now, but took a little beating. But I think that extra padding and a lot of the safety features, I think that's the reason I'm able to just maybe take some aspirin. Hopefully I can work on my hands a little bit, but little setback. We'll be back.
Tony, thank you very much. He'll continue to get treatment here. He is in a lot of discomfort, guys.
And there is the attitude that is the mark of a champion.